All right, let's take a little wee break here. Let's watch a video. This is my favorite piece of news that came out yesterday. It wasn't really news, but favorite thing to share. So I'll get this loaded up. I'll try to catch up on some comments here, and then we will be good to go. I have Ed Sheeran stuck in my head now. Thanks a lot, Anarcho. And no, I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to be singing today. I got called out last time I was singing. Actually, I didn't get called out. I got a 5,000 sat zap from from Dom in the Australia. All right, listen to this speech. This is from French representative to the European Parliament, Sarah Nafo, makes a passionate speech against CBDCs and in favor of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So the reason I want to show this video is because I think that this is just a small indication of what's coming here within Bitcoin. We've seen this for the last little while, but now that you have the US looking into this, that opens the door for everybody. All of a sudden, everybody can say, well, the US is doing it, so why the hell aren't we? What are we waiting for? We don't want to get left behind here. We need a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And so this is Sarah Nafo. 2-minute clip. Absolutely beautiful speech here.
3 years ago, across the Atlantic, the president of El Salvador decided to invest in Bitcoins for his country. At the time, he was ridiculed by the political class and the IMF. He now shows a 100% return, with hundreds of millions of dollars available for his people, for security, and for the sovereignty of his country. The whole world is now getting ready to take advantage of this revolution in decentralized finance. Donald Trump is going to create a strategic reserve of Bitcoin for the United States. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the US Federal Reserve, is now talking about digital gold. Bitcoin is skyrocketing. And what about the European Union? What is the European Union doing? It's squandering our money on unbelievable waste. It continues to accumulate tragically inflationary deficits. It insists on regulating, taxing, and holding back. It's time to change the paradigm. It's time to protect our people from inflation and the poor economic choices of our states. It's time to say no to the totalitarian temptations of the European Central Bank, which wants to impose a fully controlled digital euro. We don't want this dystopian world where a European bureaucrat could tomorrow ban us from certain transactions and even kick us out of the banking system with a click, just for something we said on social media or for an opinion that doesn't sit well. It's time to bet on freedom. It's time for our states to invest in Bitcoin to build national strategic reserves. It's time to develop the mining industry. We, the French, hold the cards with our nuclear advantage. Let's stop taxing cryptocurrency holders more and more. It's their intelligence, their risks, their sleepless nights that have built their savings. Let's allow them to protect themselves from the crazy spiral you've created. Public deficit that drives money creation, which creates inflation, leading to chaos. Let's dare to be free. Let's stop being afraid of our own shadow. Let's stay true to the ambition of our civilization. Thank you.
I mean, things have been happening pretty fast here in Bitcoin lately. It's honestly impossible to keep up with all the good news in Bitcoin. And so I think this is going to be a perfect segment for what we're about to talk about next here in terms of countries buying Bitcoin, what Bitcoin could look like in 25 years. But let's just pause there because this is very important. It's wild to me that this kind of stuff is happening. It's honestly surprising to me that this is happening this fast. I knew this would happen eventually in terms of the game theory involved with Bitcoin, and Trump, love him or hate him, has been the absolute catalyst to this whole thing. If you look at what has happened in the last couple of weeks, speeches like this are coming out. We have Russia, Putin. He said that we can't stop Bitcoin. What are we supposed to do with it? We had China, who's been unbanned Bitcoin, and the citizens of China are now allowed to buy Bitcoin, buy and hold Bitcoin. Corporations still can in China, but individuals can. We've had several, probably more than 10 public companies in the last month come out and say that they're holding Bitcoin on their treasury. Like it took a while, and I know that people think that the suddenly moment is going to happen like overnight, but we're in the suddenly moment right now. It's just taking, you know, when we look back in 20 years from now, it's going to be this time in history where everything changed. And we are in the middle of that right now. I know it doesn't feel like it. Everybody thinks the suddenly, they're going to go to sleep one night and the suddenly is going to be the next day, but we are in the middle of it right now.